Hello, this is Danny Merrill in Tucson, Arizona, and my stats are the following. My email is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y .Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W, @gmail.com. My Skype ID is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y .Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W, and my cell phone is 520-390-1393. I'm going to show you a photograph of Ambassador Stevens in Kenya. And I want you to understand that on 9/11/2012, Mr. Stevens was murdered. It is true that there were armed terrorists that came to the U.S. Embassy in Libya. And I'm former military. I was a law enforcement officer many years ago, and I know how the system works. The embassy was not protected, and when things began to happen at the White House in Washington, D.C., at the State Department in Washington, D.C., and the CIA in Washington, D.C., they have a constant system of surveillance, similar to YouTube, where you can look at YouTube and you can see me and hear me, and I can say whatever it is. The difference is that the people on the ground can communicate with the State Department, CIA, FBI, and the White House. And here those agencies were looking at in real time what was going on at the embassy. And no one helped. No one came to their aid. There was allegedly a general on standby waiting for the order to go help, and there was no order given. You got to remember now, all of this is playing out in real time for officials in the United States of America to see. And I am sure the video audio is seen in Germany and seen in other places where our troops are and where special forces are. So to say that this is not true is a lie. And here this poor man, Ambassador Stevens, is being kicked to death like a dog on the streets and murdered. And the two SEAL persons that were there murdered. Another State Department official, or possibly a CIA official, was murdered as well. And for Barack Hussein Obama and Hillary Clinton and Susan Baker, the ambassador to the United Nations, to put out a phony story, a lie, all over the news networks, that this was not a terrorist attack, but it was just the people going in there, and that there was no imminent danger and so forth, is a lie. And they are just as guilty of murdering this man as if they were really there in person. I know in many states in America that if two persons go to a grocery store, for example, and one of them goes in to buy something without the knowledge of his friend who's waiting for him, this individual that goes in to buy something robs the store at gunpoint and comes running out after he shot to death the man in the store, and jumps in the car and tells his friend who had been waiting for him, hurry up, let's go. And now the friend discovers that his friend had killed the man in the store and stolen money or cigarettes or liquor or whatever. Well, the driver of that car is guilty of murder as if he pulled the trigger. And for Barack Hussein Obama and Hillary Clinton and Ambassador Baker and the CIA and the FBI and the Secret Service and others to deny this, they're lying, and they were covering up, and this poor man was being beaten to death and dragged out of the window and dragged down the streets. I remember here a few years ago that the United States military went into, I believe it was an African country, and I believe it was from the movie Black Hawk Down, and some of our special forces went in there pursuing the terrorists, and one of them, a black American, was killed, and they drug him through the streets in nothing but his underwear, dead. These things should not happen, period. If you're going to go into a battle zone like the Special Forces did in Black Hawk Down, you've got to go in with the power to do the job, with the military, with the gun power to do the job. You don't go hunting a grizzly bear with a slingshot. You hunt a grizzly bear with something that will kill him. You don't go hunting rabbits with a bazooka. You need to hunt rabbits with a weapon that can kill him and not blow him to 1,000 pieces. I don't understand how educated men, allegedly educated men in Washington, D.C. can make such stupid decisions. Stupid decisions. And now again in Syria, you had some Americans, 41 people taken hostage, among which were, I don't know, 7 Americans, 1 American, 2 Americans. They haven't come out clearly how many Americans. And again, the United States State Department, Hillary Clinton, said that they had prepared people standing by in Germany. Now, would someone answer the question, why are you saying you have somebody standing by in Germany when the action is going on in Syria? That just does not make sense to me either. So I'm going to show this photo, and I am showing it not to cause the family of Ambassador Stevens any more suffering than they've already suffered. But I'm showing this to show you, the American public, that what this man went through. And I'm also showing this to you because you won't see this on the news media in the United States of America. They're going to cover up things like this because they think the United States, the citizens of the United States are 5-year-old, and they can't handle a photo of this nature. Now, this is a pretty strong photo, so I would advise, if you're going to look at it, don't have small children in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the photo of the murdered Ambassador Stevens. And every citizen of this country should weep. They have a saying in the military, no man left behind, nobody left behind. Well, apparently the president and the vice president and Hillary Clinton and Ambassador Baker, they did not hear, see, or read that part of our citizenry or our military or our ambassadors that no man left behind. And here it is. Here is the photo. That is that poor man being dead, being dragged out. What a shame on the United States government. What a shame on the United States government. What a shame on this administration, who are nothing but liars, deceivers, thieves, and murderers.